Hey, you guys, Queen Kuli, thank you so much for being here. I am thrilled that you are here. If this is your first time, I am a life optimization coach, but really, I'm a healer, I'm an activator, and I help people and my clients find out what their true gifts are, what their purpose is here on earth, their life purpose, and then I help them move forward and figure out what their contribution is. And please do like and subscribe. I'm thankful for each and every one of you. And what I wanted to do today was give you a video slash audio on what it means to choose faith over fear. I have private clients that I work with one-on-one. I'm starting up a group session, which I'll talk about later on. And I also have something called the Brave Academy. And the Brave Academy was something that God gave to me. And it fit so perfectly because I spent so much of my life in fear, especially professionally, right? I was a big time people pleaser. I hated confrontation. I only wanted to help others. I would rather hurt myself than hurt you or hurt an animal. And I wasn't living my truth for a lot of years professionally. I did what my parents wanted me to do, and it really cost me a lot. What happened was because of that, and because I learned very quickly two things. One, how to shut myself down and off completely. That would make me become a hermit and really back into myself, meaning I would stop being around others. And that was something that wasn't always good for me. Someone like me who needs to process, and it's always processing and it's always deep, right? I mean, I never take the easy path. I never talk surface wise. It's just very difficult for me. But what it did was it made me pull back and become more of a hermit. And then that wasn't good because then I'd have too much time by myself and then I'd alienate people, right? So it's almost like a prophecy, and your self-fulfilling prophecy. Like, I want to be alone, but then you're alone too much. And then you can't find it's hard to find your way back. That was one thing that would happen. The other thing would be that I would be in a job for a while. And then what would happen would be because I'd had the rug pulled out from under me so many times, I would self-sabotage. So I would be at a job that I liked a lot or I loved. And in the beginning, it was great. And then after so much time went by, subconsciously, not consciously, subconsciously, I would feel like, okay, things are going great, something's going to happen, right? Did you ever feel that way? Or things are going great, and I know that I'm going to get bored or something should change. I feel the need to change. I feel like I'm like a nomad that way. And then I'd stop doing my job to a sub level where I wasn't nearly as good as I was before. And then they would notice, and then I would probably be let go, or I would, whatever would happen, laid off. This happened for decades before I finally figured out that this was a loop or a pattern. I call them loops, right? They're patterns. Every human being has patterns in their lives, and some are good and positive, and some are not. And your job is to look for the loops, and a lot of this is subconscious. So if you're one of those people who goes from job to job to job, right? And they can be really good jobs. I mean, good money and everything. I worked for big companies, really good companies you would know. Um, but it was me. It was me that was screwing up, right? And as I said, a lot of it's subconscious. So if that's you, I just am here to tell you, have faith, have hope, because I'm on the other side of this doing what I love. And if I can do it, you can do it. But that's not exactly what I wanted to talk about today. It's very close. But what I want to talk about today is you and where you are right now. Okay. And if you are self-sabotaging, um, you know, I work with if you're a heart-centered entrepreneur, or you're an empath, you're a highly sensitive person in HSP, which most of the people that watch are, right? Who's trying to get out of being stuck and not finding your path. And you'll likely have looked for answers everywhere on YouTube, on LinkedIn. You've watched videos, you've looked at people that do cards, right? And you're living with a scarcity mentality, right? Meaning you have a fear based on there's never enough. That's your mindset. There's never enough time. There's never enough money. And I'm not enough, right? And you've been self-sabotaging for years. And the reason why this is happening is because you've chosen fear over faith, right? And you could be the most faithful person. You could go to church every week, or you could be very spiritual and not go to church at all, which is fine. And you do everything from your house. You light candles, you meditate, whatever it is, and you do it that way. But you're still choosing fear over faith. And that's not your fault, right? This is just the way you've been operating, right? So if that's true, then the reason why you've been doing this is because you have a fear of being rejected. And you failed many times in the past. I've had clients tell me, Julie, I failed so much in the past. What makes this time different? Right? I've tried to start my own business 5, 6 times and it failed every time. Hey guys, that's me. I'm the problem. That's me, like Taylor Swift says. That happened to me. Yeah. Yeah. All in, because that's how 11 Scorpios are. All in. Failed. Lost a lot of money, had all this product, couldn't sell it. Been there. But if that's you and you failed, and you have a scarcity mentality and you're choosing fear, that's where you're sitting right now, right? And I'm willing to bet you have kept yourself small for so long that you've given up on the success that you dreamt of when you were younger, right? And if this is you, you're probably stuck in the loop of like, I can't face my fears loop. That's what I call it. My mother used to have a saying where she would say, I'm going to stick my head in the sand like an ostrich and pretend that everything's okay. That was her. And she was a very successful person. And I adopted that and it doesn't work. It doesn't work, right? So this loop is one that you're stuck in, and it's fear-based scarcity mentality, and I'm not enough, and there is not enough out in the world for me. I've failed so many times, Julie, I can't do this anymore, okay? I've helped tons of empaths, HSPs, entrepreneurs. Either they are becoming entrepreneurs and they're stuck, or they want to be and they're moving towards it away from corporate. And by the way, if you're in corporate, can I just say something here and you love it? That's fine. That's totally cool, right? This is just about what I do is I'm the activator and I help you find what your life purpose is and I uncover what's stopping you, get rid of it to help you move forward, okay? So we find out what you came to Earth with, right? Your gifts and why you're here and what your purpose is, right? And if you want to get out of this loop, right, of the I can't face my fears, like you're stuck, this is what I do. DM me, okay? Please, please reach out to me because I work with people one-on-one. I have the Brave Academy as well. And I also am starting up something where a lot of us are going to get together. So if you are watching or listening to me, you are attracted to me not because of it's me, it's because of what comes through me. God comes through me, the archangels come through me, animals come through me, my totem animals, your totem animals, and then my ancestors and your ancestors, right? So I get all this information to help you move forward. But what I really want you to know is that it doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter where you live. It doesn't matter what your bank account says. It doesn't matter where you're working or not working. You are a divine sentient being. I tell all of my clients this because it's true. You're a divine sentient being. And don't forget, you charted this yourself. You wrote this up, right? With the divine. And everything's happening for you, right? There are only lessons, not failures, only lessons. So what I will help you with are these mind shifts. Because if you're the type of person that I used to be, which was like, I'll give you an example, like think of the visual. My arm's chopped off and it's like, I'm okay. And they're like, Julie, are you all right over there, Kuli? I'm like, yeah, totally fine, totally fine. I'm not. But I don't want to be a burden. I don't want you to worry about me. I'm okay. I'm tough. Guys, guys, all of you, we all need help sometimes. And I always say this to people, you can't see everything about yourself, where you're stuck, why you're stuck and where you're stuck. You can see some of it, but not all of it, which is why all of us need help. All of us need a shaman. All of us need someone like me or a shaman who can see where you're stuck and what negative energies you're holding on to and what belief systems and mindset you have, because it's as easy as changing your mind. I was talking with one of my clients the other day, and she was saying, gee, it seems like kind of hard. Like, how am I going to get from here to there? Like, we're here and you want to be here, right? And she's like, how do I just get rid of all these thoughts that I've had for a really long time that are disempowering me? It's going to be really hard to change. And I go, no, it's not. She's like, what? And I'm like, not at all. You just decided to change right now. I just decided I'm going to change. I'm going to let that go. And 9 times out of 10, I will tell you that it's stuff that you're holding on to for either yourself or other people. And you think it's helping, but it's not. And you need to let it go. It's like a ball and chain. You got to let this stuff go. It's not letting you move forward, right? And you think it's hard because the dark ones, as I call them, they'll tell you it's super hard to let that go. You've had that belief your entire life. Yeah, so I just changed my mind right now. I don't like, I'm, this is going to sound funny, but I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan. I've been my whole life. And it's been so bad the last few years. And I'm like, I think I'm going to let this go. It's a burden. It's disempowering me. I have so much negative energy, frustration, shame, even, right? I know it sounds silly, but if you're a sports person, if you're into baseball, football, basketball, you've experienced this. I know you have, right? Especially if your team's always an underdog and always trying to get up there, right? And every year you go through it, you're all excited, woohoo, doo-doo-doo, it's gonna be great. And then it starts to crumble, and then they come in last place, second to last place, and you're like, what the hell? And you're like, I can't do this anymore. It's as easy as changing your mind. Easy as changing your mind, saying, you know what? I'm going to root for somebody else. Oh, I know. Did I say something crazy? But it is that easy. I'm going to get a new job that's more suited towards me. Or you know what? I'm going to create my own job. The last time I was laid off was from a huge company. I tell the story in another video. I worked for an SVP on the top floor. I had everything I could ever want. I was making good money, not great, but good. And they let me go when they could have saved me because I had different ideas and I wanted to change things because I wanted to help and they didn't want ideas. I'll never forget this. They said, your uniqueness and input is not appreciated here. Now, normally I'd be really upset about that. And normally I would have gone out and gotten another job. Same thing. Screw it up, same way. Doing it for decades. But this time something different happened. This time I heard, you're free. You are free. And I thought, I'm free. And I was scared. I was really scared. But I realized it's time for me to put my big girl pants on and we got to make a difference in the world. My gifts are too special to sit and get dusty. I speak to people who have crossed over. I speak to animals who have crossed over. I help animals heal. I help people heal. And it's not me. It's what comes through me. It's God. It's the ancestors. It's the archangels. It's your ancestors. I am the activator. This is what I do. I make sense of what you can't see because I can see it because they tell me, right? And I want you to live your very best life and help the planet, right? Because our planet's not doing well, if you haven't noticed. Animals need our help. Humans need our help, right? So all the downloads that I've been getting for the last 7 years, God has told me it's now time to share all of those. And that's what I'm going to be doing and rolling them all out for you. So this video is meant for you to give you encouragement and motivation. I am here to help you get on your feet, find your gifts, and explore your life purpose and what you're here to do, right? That's the most important work that you can ever do for you and for the planet Earth. So I am going to read something to you because this is how the downloads work. If you're not familiar with what a download is, I go out at night, pen and paper in hand, I close my eyes, I call everybody in, I'm completely protected. And then I ask for either my clients or myself, or how can I help? Where am I? And then I get messages from God that I'm supposed to pass on to you guys, right? This is a big one, and I've said this one before, but if you've never heard it, and it goes perfectly with what I just said, and I just opened the page, of course. I was told that if you're going to be a trailblazer, right, you will have a mantle of knowledge, right? And usually it sits right here, a mantle of knowledge. And my father, my human father, said, what does this mean? It means people will not always understand you, right? They will judge you quickly and sometimes wrongly, right? And just keep going, right? Just keep going. You are protected and you know what you're supposed to do. Breathe. I always hold my breath, so I said breathe, right? I have placed protection around you. This is God talking, right? And he's saying, remember, no daughter of mine walks in fear. Be bold. Show them and teach them. Continue to be vulnerable. It just makes you real, right? And you are real. I am one of the real ones. I'm not a salesperson masquerading as a healer. I'm a healer. This is who I am. This is what I do. I don't lie. I'm the real deal. And I may not be for you, and that's okay. And if I am, great. And if I'm not, that's okay too. There's somebody else that can help you. But the main thing is, whether you're a daughter or a son, whether you believe in Lord Shiva or you believe in God or spirit, whatever it is, you have a message to give to the world. You are special and you are a divine sentient being, and nothing will change that. And please stop living in shame, frustration, anger, and fear, right? Because you've chosen fear over faith, but that does not mean that right now in 1 second you can say, I surrender, I'm ready to change, I choose faith over fear. All right, guys, I hope this helped you. Please leave me a comment below, and I would love to work with you. Let me know if you want to work with me, just DM me. And I hope you are doing well. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks.